Am I the only one who doesn't meet gauge even though they make a gauge swatch? Even when I do the gauge swatch, it comes out wrong. I always get it horizontally, but I never get it vertically. And this is the first gauge swatch I made. It's supposed to give 4 inches across and 4 inches tall. It's 4 inches across, but it's 3 inches tall. I looked online and I said, okay, I need to make my gauge swatch fit. What do I do to get the vertical gauge swatch? And it says, loosen up your stitch. That's like asking me to change my personality. So I'm not gonna loosen up my stitch. I mean, I tried, but it didn't work. The other option it gave was to make a different stitch. The next taller stitch after the single crochet is a half double crochet. This I made up to half double crochet. It also didn't meet gauge. So this one is 3 inches tall and this one is I think 4.5 inches tall. So then I had to make a decision. Do I make the cardigan shorter or do I make the cardigan longer? And then I looked at the picture, and by the way, this is gauge swatches for the Monarch butterfly cardigan, and I decided that I'm gonna make it longer. It's a little bit cropped, so making it a little bit longer should be fine. The thing is, I usually don't even do gauge swatches. The reason I did do the gauge swatch this time is because it's a gift. All my crochet is usually gifts, but usually I do it and then I decide who I'm gonna give it to afterwards. So if I make a small and it turns out medium, I give it to a medium-sized person. If I make it large and it turns out extra small, I give it to an extra small person. But this time, since it's the butterfly cardigan, I decided to do it for my niece. She's 10 years old, and so I'm gonna do this size small. So I'm trying to meet gauge for that and do the swatch. Too small, too big. I'm gonna go with the big one. It's a little bit cropped and it's gonna be fine. And I'm gonna do the half double crochet because I might never meet gauge vertically. The yarn that I'm using is clea duplo held together with another clea duplo held together with amigurumi. The reason I'm using these yarns is because I live in South America and I do not have access to all the typical American yarns. Instead, we have mostly cotton. So I'm doing it with cotton. And the brown, I'm doing 2 amigurumi held together because that's what I had on hand. I didn't have a clea duplo, or otherwise I would try to get them the same, but it's gonna be about the same. The hook I'm using is a size 6 millimeters because I have very, very tight tension. And another thing that irked me is I looked at the pattern and it says crochet everything loose to medium tension. I cannot control my tension. It's like, it's not something you have control over. If you do, you're very good. I'm not that good. You know what? Gauge swatches are useless. I did the gauge swatch. I looked at it, I checked the measurement. It was, we made a decision about the half double crochet. The width was okay, blah de blah. But then I did a little bit of it, I started it, I got this far. And I realized a couple things. One, it's too holy, way too holy. See the holes between there? I need more yarn, I guess. These ones that I'm triple stranding, double stranding and whatnot, it's not enough stranding. I'm gonna have to triple strand the thicker amigurumi yarn and see how that goes. If that works out, yay. If that doesn't work out, we'll see. As for the pattern itself, I'm liking it so far. It's basically just a grid on Stitch Fiddle about how to do everything. You need to be a little bit careful with the increases on the borders, on the edges. So I'm charging my tablet so I can try and get that Stitch Fiddle on there, because keeping an eye on because I like following the Stitch Fiddle part where it just says, oh, so many in this color, so many in this color, so many in this color, but it doesn't show you exactly where to put the increases, so you have to check the grid for that. It'll be cooler if I can actually go through and just see what's on the next line and have that highlighted, that little part of Stitch Fiddle, which I've never used, but we'll see how it goes. Let today be a cautionary tale to you. You don't need gauge swatches. I started out with a 5mm crochet hook, doing single crochet. Turns out my gauge is perfect. Width-wise, height-wise, it was very off. The reason it was very off is because I have very tight gauge. Looked on the internet, and what are the solutions? Either make your tension looser, which I can't do, or you turn your single crochet into a half double crochet. I tried that, and then my work got too holy. I decided I'm going to redo it with a different yarn. I went through all my yarn, checked all the different sizes. I checked the Dune amigurumi, Clea. I checked Bahoku 4, I checked Bahoku 6, and I came to the conclusion that Bahoku 6 held together with amigurumi is the right one. But instead of doing a half double crochet, we're back to doing single crochet with the 5mm hook. So the only thing that today all this changed was that now instead of using 6mm hook with a half double crochet, I'm back to using a 5mm hook with a single crochet with a different yarn. I guess it was sort of a learning experience. We have now come with a different project in mind. But the sad part is I don't have the yarn. The good part is tomorrow we can go buy more yarn. I like buying yarn. It's fun. I still have the problem of my gauge being too short compared to what it should be. If I do the gauge, I want 4 inches and it comes out to 3.5 inches. So that's 87.5% of the height that it should be. On the pattern, it shows you how wide it goes from one wrist to the other. And that's gonna be, on the small size of the pattern, it measures at 51.4 inches. If you look online, you can find that for a 10-year-old, that's 44 to 45 inches, and for a 12-year-old is a 48 inches. So if I want to make this for a 12-year-old, the 44.9, which is 45 inches that mine will turn out to, is too short. So what I have to do is make the size up, which is the medium to large. And that, in my gauge, that's 51.625. So 51.625 is still larger than the 48 inches that a 12-year-old wears, but I figure it will last her longer if I do it that way. And also, I don't want to start a project now that will barely fit her. At least this way, she'll have a chance to wear it this year, and hopefully, if I get it done before winter ends, a chance to wear it next year. The colors that I'm using are going to be brown and pink. I think black and pink is just too black pink, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. The contrast is too high, and I think brown and pink look much nicer. If you look at the pattern pictures, like the maker herself uses that as the profile picture of her pattern. It looks good. I'm gonna recreate it, and hopefully it turns out good too. And hopefully she likes it.